Hey everyone, testing. Is everyone able to hear me clearly? Okay, that's good. Good morning, Yamilu. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Seb. Good morning. We got Valley here. We got Baptista, Ruben. Nice to see you guys tuning nice and early. Last week was a pretty good call for us, right? I think we got a lot of the setups right. Even those that we forecasted that would temporarily retrace before going further down. Like DXY, it kind of worked out quite nicely. Bitcoin, right, worked out very nicely too, right? Along with I think quite a few of the Aussie dollar and stuff. Okay, all right. Hey Joel, nice to see you too. Sorry, we're a couple of minutes late today because uh just when I was trying to log in, right, YouTube suddenly sent me notification that I need to re-log in, right? And when I re-log in, I realized that I don't have I needed to trigger the one-time password, and then it ensued a lot of chaos, right? Especially when it's like 4 a.m. in Singapore and like 6 a.m. in Sydney. Shall we also take a look at Aussie Cat? Daniel, nice to see you. Right. Amar, nice to see you too. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Today's gonna be a fun day. Right, today's gonna be a fun day. Right, for those of you guys who are here for the first time, right, I just want to let you guys know what this is about. Right, it's a live market analysis, right, weekly live market analysis brought to you exclusively by IC Markets. Right, you notice that I don't do this with this pre-market analysis with any other broker. Right, so IC Markets has paid uh, you know, quite a bit for us to really look at the markets every week before it begins, right? Kind of set ourselves up, right? Know where's the main DXY direction, where's the main direction for gold and oil, and see how we can trade it from there. So far, I dare say with a pretty high degree of certainty that we seem to have a good hit rate, still sticking around the 70% kind of hit rate. So it's working out quite nicely. All right, let's hope we can continue that this week, and let's see how it works. Okay. Now, what I want to encourage you guys to do is that anytime you have requests, right? Anytime you have requests for any instrument, just let me know. I'll do my best to get to them, right? Just send it through right away. Don't just wait to the end of the session. As I think if you ask anyone here, right, we've never made it with enough time to the end of the sessions to have a round of asking for instruments, right? I'll take it as it goes, right? On a first come first serve basis. All right. So if you have requested earlier, I can see already a request for Bitcoin. I can see a request for gold, dollar, yen, right? A request for Aussie cat, right? So if you have requests for that, let me know. I'll take a look at them, right? And hopefully, right, this week, quite a bit of, if I'm not wrong, inflation numbers coming in this week. It'll be a pretty good week. All right. So, disclaimer as usual, everything in this webinar is educational in nature. Nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. So, please do your own due diligence before you guys trade. Okay. Now, let's on to the agenda, right? We usually spend about 5 minutes, right, covering just the key news events to watch out for, right? I don't dive too deep into analyzing the econometrics behind each event, right? Usually just dive in, take a look at it, right? What are the things to look out for? After that, we'll do the analysis on the majors, right? I'll tell you like, okay, this, at least the major instruments, major indices, major commodities, and major crypto. We'll take a look at it. So we are covered on all four fronts. Okay, then we'll do some of the custom requests, right? The good thing is that yes, gold, dollar, yen, Bitcoin, they're all covered in the majors, right? Aussie CAD, I'll add it in later, right? I'm pretty sure we have time to analyze AUDCAD later. So one of the things that we do is that we also look at the previous analysis, right, from last week, right? So this keeps us accountable, right? This keeps everyone accountable, right? Keeps me accountable to know what calls we made right, what calls didn't work out so nicely. I think the one that didn't work out so nicely was dollar yen, if I'm not wrong, right? But almost everything else seemed to have worked out pretty nicely, right? But yeah, you can't get all right, maybe the day will come. Some weeks we have had that kind of week where we are right almost on every single forecast, right? But I think last week, a lot we will review it in a bit, all right? Introducing your host for today, guys. If you're here for the first time, right, your host is me, Desmond Leong, right? I run the award-winning research firm Everest Fortune Group and also the Forex Army. Finalists of 2019, 2020, and 2021 for best FX and equity research. Regularly work in major financial institutions and helping them forecast where the markets are heading, right? And we have a special partnership with IC Markets where we are bringing you guys the good stuff, the juicy stuff, the stuff that'll take your trading to the next level. Okay, all right. So yeah, if you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram at Comfy Desmond. Not much there these days. Is a lot of it is just my kid, my cat, and I. All right. So yeah, if you want to follow me on a more personal level, not so much on business, but personal level, you can find me there. Right. Otherwise, I kind of create a couple of indicators on the Forex Summary. You can check it out there too. Okay. Yes, that's correct, Nick. That's a good point. Right. So yeah, it's if you're on the trading view charts and you do see like smaller bubble icons at the bottom, right? That's where you can right click and choose to show news events, right? And yeah, it helps you kind of put a nice visual context of exactly when the news is happening and where price is on the chart when it happens, right? So I believe the market knows where it's heading, right? And such situations, it helps you know, okay, wow, I'm on a key support level. There's a key news event happening, right? Something's going to happen, right? Either break off this level or bounce, right? And that little feature really helps you. What's the word for it? It really helps you kind of position yourself better, right? Okay, we got US 30 coming in, right? Good morning, Ashraf, right? I think we got Romix here. We got Romix here. All right, let's begin today's session. All right. So usually we are at Forex Factory, right? So usually, I'm sorry. Yeah, usually we have Forex Factory to see what are the key news events coming up this week. Right off the bat, Monday, you notice that there are no key red news events, right? And most of them are yellow and orange, right? So low to medium impact news. None of them are really gonna, personally, I feel are gonna affect the markets that much, right? Instead, so what I've prepared for you guys is what to look out for on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Tuesday, right, we got Canada inflation data simply expected to drop from 4.4 to 4.2%. You got to watch it for any significant deviations, right? Because the Bank of Canada is expected to increase its overnight rate to 5%, right? Highest since 2001. And the key thing here is that, if there's any unexpected changes in the inflation data, would we see volatility in CAD, right? So where does that look like? Right, where does that look like on the Forex factory calendar? Right, you can see over here, we got CPI, medium, we got trim. Right, you can see this will be the key news events that we're looking for. Right, so I guess if it's about 14 hours plus 24 hours. So imagine it's like a 14 hours from now on a Tuesday. All right, it's about 14 hours from now on a Tuesday. About there, yeah, about there. No, 16 hours from now on Tuesday. All right, so these will be all the key news events you're looking for. And of course, right, we got consumer confidence. Take note of this. It's depending on where you are, it can happen on Tuesday or it can happen on Wednesday, right? But take note of this, all right? What we want to look for on Wednesday is the Australia inflation data, right? It's projected to slow to 6.1% in May from 6.8%. So the important thing to take note is that there's already a 60% chance that the RBA will keep the cash rate unchanged at 4.1%. Any significant divergence from expectation during the inflation release could lead to volatility on the Australian currency market, of course. So what I like about this, right, sometimes they forecast an 80%, sometimes they forecast a 90% change. This is already a 60% change. So 60% change, 60-40 is almost 50-50, right? There's a fair chance, right? Forex factory over here. There's a fair chance that the prices might deviate a bit, right? So it's inflation has projected slow down to 6.1% or 6.8%, right? Key thing is that the RBA, there's still a 60% chance that it'll be unchanged at 4.1. That means there's a 40% chance that it'll change from 4.1. All right, so it's definitely something I'll watch out for, and a lot of it will be focusing on what kind of inflation data comes out, right? So anything that comes out that's different from the 6.1% will sway this, right? And definitely see influx, not necessary influx, but you can see a lot of volatility in AUD, all right? Last one, they want to focus on the US inflation data, right? So the Fed, right, preferred measure of inflation core PC price index projected to be 0.3% in May, down from 0.4% in May, right? They expected to raise rates one more time in July and then start cutting them in 2024. Okay, so what we want to then look out for on Friday, of course, is here, right? The core PCE price index, right? This is the key thing that the US uses to measure inflation, right? I mean, yeah, there's GDP month to month, right? But this is one of the key news events that you kind of want to look out for, okay? So yeah, that would be the three few key news events to watch out for. Let's move on to the charts now. And if you are with me, what I'd like to do is like to review last week's analysis. So we tend to have like this bounce to happen. Yeah, I think for Bitcoin, we're looking a little bit at it potentially rising up to first resistance, first support, right? Kinda seemed that it did that quite nicely, right? So we can see from here how Bitcoin really took off from our first support level, break our first resistance, break our second resistance quite nicely, right? Quite nicely. We said that, yeah, if price bounced from here and broke the descending resistance, we could see it take off all the way to a first and second resistance, right? And only if it closed below the first support would it drop down to the second support, right? We can see it worked out quite nicely. Hit the second resistance, and now it's time for us to update update where we think Bitcoin is going, man. Yeah, sorry, just let me take a quick high level view on this. I actually think that this could be the first resistance. Why I pick this level, right, is because I'm picking when I'm fine tuning the levels, you'll notice that I'll try to fine tune it so that it touches the most candles. So if I put it over here, it only touches one candle, as you can see. If I move it here, touches two, three, 4, 5, right? Just about here is 5, right? And you'll notice that price tends to respond very nicely to these levels where multiple there are multiple bounces over here, right? So this is a trick where you are don't put it at the major swing low down here, but you just kind of fine tune it so that you catch as many of the wicks as possible. Then you stop at right at the limit, as you can see over here. So that captures a lot of the nice resistance, as you can see. Now, There's a pure Fibonacci. We probably got a 50% retracement about there. So if you're on the right side of my Bitcoin forecast, you should be in a pretty good place, I think. What is 100% all the way up there? That doesn't make sense. Is this in log? Wait. Okay. So sometimes you move it in log, sometimes you don't move it in log, right? So in this case, I just remove the log. Maybe a 38%. Okay. Every time Bitcoin's at such a key level, I need to ensure that I get a forecast as closely as accurate as possible, right? And this would more or less be my intermediate resistance instead, right? It's not my intermediate resistance. Oh man, it's tricky. It's very tricky. It's nice that we got the move all the way up here already, but now that we're here, I'm finding it tough to forecast what might happen. Okay, what I think might happen is that we might see price kind of test this level before reversing, right? There's a nice bit of resistance over here. There I see that's 50% retracement, 61, but the key resistance levels over here. So price is likely to hover around here for a while. You make a spike, test this level, right, and then it reverse, right? So we are bearish, right? We are bearish below. Why is the wait? Just let me increase the size of this so you guys can see. All right. Then my eyes are failing me, man. Right? Okay, text, yeah, 20. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 20. So slightly bigger. Yeah, we will probably play a reversal, right? We'll probably play a Joey, nice to see you. Right, we'll probably play a reversal below the 32946 level. All right. Try to play a nice reversal below there. But big watch out because I do think there'll be a fair bit of like intermediate resistance around this area here, right? The 31798 level, right? Probably going to see a fair bit of that kind of resistance, price testing it, right? Hovering around it, right? So my forecast on the level to potentially see a reversal from would would be from here. Would be from here. Okay, we look to play reversal below here. Um, how low can it go? Right, just for the week, right? Just for the week, you can probably look to play it down to here. Right, probably you can look to play it down to here. This would be our intermediate support. But if you're a little bit more confident, you could play it potentially all the way down to here. And you pick the level correctly. Okay, this level here. Yeah, this would, it's a bit tricky. Yep, probably about here. Don't think you go too far down, but yeah, it might just about drop to here. Okay, got it. All right, so this would be more or less the view that we have on Bitcoin. All right, very strong resistance over here. It's going to take a lot for price to break that level. So keep a lookout on this. Okay. Okay, got EURAUD coming up next. Gold. Gold. Okay, we got quite a number of requests for gold. I think gold last week we forecasted it to If it breaks the first support level over here, it finally trigger a drop to the 1,888 support level, right? It seems like we are quite right on that, right? So we forecasted once price broke this level, it triggered a drop. It has dropped quite nicely, right? It's dropped quite nicely, and now let's see what we can expect this week. Start from a blank slate. Tricky. I need to start using a bit of Fibonacci confluence here. Approaching the 61%. So all this looks very messy, right? You can tune into our Fibonacci masterclass that we're doing with IC markets, right? It will help you better understand a little bit about like how we get all these different levels. All right, 20, 38, 50, 50, 61. I'm trying to find a confluence level now where many Fibonacci levels are lining up nicely. All right, kind of position me in the best way. I know it looks a little bit messy, but what I then do is I kind of just filter out here. I'm in this case, I'm only kind of interested in the 30 and 50%. This one, I'm only interested in the 61, probably 61 and 78%. Yeah. So I'll click on this. Nope, not this. There you go. So you can see I start drawing a lot first, right, to get a gauge of what's happening. Then I use Fibonacci to kind of fine tune it, right? The confluence level. So I think this could be a 61.8 right about over here. Yes. So I have found a confluence level about over here, right? There's a key amount of support over here. That means it's going to take quite a bit for price to break this level. What I'm forecasting might happen for the rest of the week is that most of the confluence seem to happen about here. Yeah, I'll have it here for support here. What is this? That's 38%, big 38%. I'm going to forecast that we might be seeing a bounce from here, right? If price were to break, right? If price were to break this intermediate resistance, they'll give us a lot more confidence that we can at least see price make a recovery to 1978. Right, that is what I'm forecasting, a short-term recovery. So I'm not going to forecast for price to go all the way up to here. I'm just seeing a short-term bounce for price to reach the 1978 level. Okay, but it's nice bit of support that we're looking over here. It needs to break this intermediate resistance to give you a further upside confirmation, right? Yeah, sure thing, Peter. All right, I'll do my best. In terms of the second support level that you could use, right, you could technically place it more towards down here, right? Not the best level, yeah. 78% of the whole move, right? It could probably be 78.6% of the projection too. Oh, sorry, 100%? 100% is there, yeah. Okay, yeah. So probably the second support level you can look at probably down here. Okay. But I much prefer the bounce that we're looking because a huge amount of confluence that we're seeing over there, right? And if we really stretch price for the back, we'll notice that this has been a key level in the past, which I really like, right? There's a key confluence level in the past over here, right? So this is giving me a lot of support to see a bounce that will hopefully take price to 1978. Okay, I think we covered a couple of things, right? Pound dollar. All right. Pound dollar, I'll just do a quick refresh because it's a very important instrument. We are forecasting for price to kind of make a pullback. Remember, guys, I said make a pullback back to the first support before taking off. Um, where the hell? Okay, there it is. All right, so correct, right? Price has made a pullback. Price has made a pullback to a support. Now we are in a pretty nice position. This might be one of the trades that I'll be taking this week. Very nice support level, right? I always like it when price makes a pullback to this level. This should be about a 23% retracement if I forecast it correctly. Right, there you go, 23% retracement back on a key pullback support level. Right, nice bit of ascending trend line, nice bit of bullish momentum, holding prices up. We should be able to see a nice little bounce from here, right, for prices to then accelerate upwards. Right, you could just target this level first, the first resistance level, right? If you're more, yeah, for this week, maybe this might be enough. Otherwise, you can play the move even all the way up to here. Okay, that's how we're being positioned for pound dollar, right? Dollar yen, I can assure you, didn't work out that nicely. But let's talk about DXY first. The reason why we need to talk about DXY is because the dollar index forms the basis of our forecast for the week. A lot of the let me just refresh this. I just need to do a quick sound check. YouTube just told me that you guys might not be receiving a smooth audio and video experience. Can you guys see me and hear me clearly? Hey guys, are you there? Can. All right. Okay. Okay, good stuff. Right. Yeah, it's just I just saw this little arrow pop up, right? Just saying that all right. No worries then. Okay. Now let's begin. So yeah, for DXY, we are forecasting that it might make a little bit of a recovery first before going down lower. All right. Thanks for responding, everyone. Right. So DXY, it is in line with what we forecasted, right? We did forecast for price to make a small little recovery. It has done that, right? It still remains below a big bearish descending resistance. So I think we are quite correct on DXY. Remember DXY, you can see here, I see a smaller recovery before further acceleration down. It's making a smaller recovery now, right? And it seems like it is taking itself towards the descending resistance line, right? And the key overlap resistance at first resistance at 103.43. All right, Mando, nice to see you too. It's been a long time. Not too long, not too long. All right. Yeah, so we forecast, right, that it's likely to kind of continue further down from there. Um, we should expect a little bit more dollar weakness. Okay. So where does that position us for probably one of the calls that didn't work out that well this week was dollar yen. I kind of forecasted dollar yen to reverse from this key first resistance, right? It did not do that. Kind of broke out from that level, as you can see over here. Wouldn't exactly so-called hit your stop loss yet, but it causes us to have to relook at a few things, right? That means this remains my key resistance level. Price is a little bit far away from it. Let me see. This price movement is a bit weird though. I don't know what in the world it's trying to do. Okay, try to take a look at EURAUD in a bit. Okay, so whenever a key resistance level is broken, I always had my stance is that we should then play it to the first resistance. We should be playing a bullish move up to the first resistance over here, right? I mean, there's um, for every failed reversal, there's a successful breakout. That's the way I call it, right? So in this case, it's a nice little bit of successful breakout, nice little bit of bullish momentum, right? Nice little bit of Ichimoku cloud, right? So we should be able to see prices kind of take off towards that level. In terms of the second support level, which I will identify, definitely over here, right? Second support level over here, first resistance, and of course, second resistance over here. All right. So for dollar yen, it will be slightly more straightforward, just forecasting a straight line rise, right? Let's see where's the 8.6%. Yeah, 78.6% retracements over here. So our target slightly lower should be fine. In this case, I will kind of hopefully, hope for price to kind of reverse a bit before taking off for dollar yen. Right, so that'll be our forecast for this week. There was a request for Aussie CAD. So for Aussie CAD, testing that level. I think I meant 3107. Testing that level. Surely it's for okay, we are on resistance. One hand. No, broke a descending resistance. So just let me mute myself. So our previous call on Aussie CAD was for it to rise up to the key resistance as the previous call. It reached that target. Then we forecasted, I think we found a nice bit of Fibonacci confluence. We forecasted that Aussie CAD would reverse down to the first support, right? Very nice, right? We forecasted a reversal would happen over here. If you ask me, it's right on the money, right? Very nice reversal. Went all the way down to our first support, so it's maximum profit, minimum drawdown, right? If you got in this setup, good job, right? You've bagged a good amount of pips, okay? Um, and of course, I hope you found it useful, okay? Now, what can I expect from Aussie CAD this week? It seems to be one of the instruments that is giving us a better time, right? Making more money with it. This week, reaching a key support level. I swear it's still a little bit laggy for me. Oh man, hard for me to forecast where Aussie CAD's gonna go, honestly. Okay, what I think might happen is that in this case, you need to wait for a break of this level. You need to wait for a break of this confirmation support, right, to trigger the move down to second support over here. I would be a little bit wary, right? So I would kind of be waiting for this level to be broken first to trigger a move down to here, right? There's a nice 78.6% retracement at this level, along with a nice swing low, a little bit like an overlap level over here. I'm just going to go one time frame higher, see if I'm missing out. No, this level is not too significant in the past, right? So it is, I wouldn't call it a very, very big level to play a bounce from, but it's a big level is that if price breaks that level, we should be able to see a move down to the second support down here. Okay. All right. Okay. So that is for Aussie CAD view, right? I think we had a few more requests with the US 30 and stuff. Um, dollar franc, not much of an update. I just want to tell you guys that dollar franc, we are forecasting for price to go up and then continue to drop down, right? So if you're on position on that side of dollar franc, right, you can see price did make a smaller recovery. And so if you're here, right, especially with the dollar weakness that we're expecting, we should be able to see prices kind of drop down towards the first support over there. Very nice move. Very nice bearish Ichimoku cloud, as you can see over here. And so if we were to see a reversal, now would be a pretty good level, right? To see prices kind of drop down lower. Could it be a little bit of a channel? Could be a bit of a start of a bearish channel, right? The move here kind of lands itself quite nicely, as you can see. So it's fair little bit of bearish resistance pushing prices down, right? So we could see price drop quite nicely to the first support level, right? So take a look out for this, right? Probably one of the nicest setups for the week, right? We did have a request for dollar CAD. I will cover Kiwi dollar first, right? I think Kiwi dollar, we forecasted that it would rise up. No, actually, there was not much change in Kiwi dollar. What is it? Aussie dollar? Yeah, Aussie dollar, we forecasted for reversal at Aussie dollar at the first resistance to drop all the way, right? I think, if I'm not wrong, we were quite correct with that move. So we forecasted it for it to reverse. If it breaks the intermediate support, it dropped down the first support. As you can see, right, drop all the way down to first support. It has reached its target. So if you are again in that position, congratulations, right? Made a fair bit of pips over there, right? Again, you can see why I can say that we have a pretty good hit rate, right? A lot of our calls, a lot of our forecasts have been reaching its target pretty nicely, right? So now I need to delete all this and think what's gonna happen next. What is gonna happen next? So whenever analyzing this stuff, right, I always go with highlighting the key big levels, right, to look at. Okay, bam, there's a big resistance level over there. Support level, right? I would go one time frame higher just to see if I'm missing anything, right? Always like, okay, Desmond, are you missing anything, right? Right, ascending support here, not gonna affect the markets that much. Not much historical price movements that can refer to, right? So that means we're left to fend for ourselves at this level over here. So you probably have a first support level over here that I would probably highlight it here. Reason why I'm using this first support, right? Many nice bounces as you can see over here, many nice reactions as you can see. So yeah, it forms a good enough basis that we might see a nice little support over there. Oh man. There is no nice level. Sorry. There's almost no nice level for us to play a move from. I mean, if price kind of goes up a bit, we probably hope for it to continue all the way down to first support, right? More because there is, of course, a nice little bit of a bearish resistance that's kind of pushing prices down, right? So I still have the overall bias that we're gonna see a bearish move, right? So we should still be able to see a bearish move, right? Just that price, if you look at it, it's in the middle of a resistance and support now. It's not at a turning point. So it's a little bit hard to say that, hey, it's going to happen right now, right? Otherwise, we just highlight the key support levels and say that if there's a chance that it kind of makes a pullback to a resistance level, that's where it can kind of like sell on resistance for price to kind of work its way down to the 6556 level. Okay. All right. So let me see. Right, we have request of US 30. I'll jump straight into US 30. I don't know if we don't think we look at US 30 last week. Okay, US 30. The move remains the same, right? We are highlighted a very strong resistance level over here. Very strong resistance level. We say that as long as price is not able to break above this level, it will continue to reverse from it. We can see price is reversing from it, but there is always a problem. And this is a good problem because price is now going to be squeezed between the first this ascending support and this first resistance. What that means is that something is going to happen, right? Either either the ascending support breaks or the first resistance breaks, right? Watch for the break of the ascending support, because once the ascending support breaks, right, maybe it could be here, you should see a nice little drop towards the first resistance, okay? That is with a break of the ascending support. If you have a break of the first resistance, right, kind of come down here, come up here, if you break this, you could see price finally come up to the second resistance, right? So that would be my move that we're expecting a Dow Jones. You can't call a move for every single instrument, right? I mean, if you want here, we have called a short, right? But in this case, we are looking, it's really in the middle of like, it's a little bit too far from first resistance, a little bit too far from first support, a little bit too far from the ascending support, right? So you need to sit back, kind of observe what's going to happen over here. If it's a break, then you play a move down. If not, then you play a move up to the second resistance. Okay, take note of US 30. We got a request for NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, did we? I think, yeah, last week we forecasted a reversal on NASDAQ. Yeah, last week we forecasted a reversal on NASDAQ down to first support, right? We have seen that NASDAQ actually reversed halfway towards its target already. So if you got in on that trade, congratulations. A good amount of pips that you should be making. Now, what can happen? Review remains the same. This key first resistance level, in fact, just gets confirmed even more, right? So that price has reversed from this level. This first resistance level remains a key level. We should still look to sell on strength for price to minimally come down to test the 23% support at 14430. That move remains the same, all right, for NASDAQ. We got a request for WTI and Euro Aussie. WTI, all right, so oil. Oil, we highlighted last week that this first resistance remains a key resistance level at 73.6. Price has not been able to break past that level, continuing to hover down, right? So I've always have a slight bearish view because we can see prices still kind of inching lower, right? That nice little bit of bearish momentum, right? So we could see, right? We could see prices kind of work its way down towards the first support down here. That will probably be the key support level I'm looking here. Why is it such a key support level? Big bounce, right? Big bounce, right? You can see big bounces happening here every time. So we should be able to see another big bounce that come back down to there. No, we wouldn't dare to play the move like too far down, right? But playing it down to this support level is realistic enough. It's a magnetic level, nice support level. Many bounces happened to it in the past. Nice little bit of bearish momentum. Nice little bit of Ichimoku cloud. Price is below the Ichimoku cloud. So we should hopefully see prices kind of work its way down to the first support. Okay. We had a request for Euro Aussie. Okay. Looks like, yeah, we got to move quite nicely, Euro Aussie previously. Did we forecast a move on Euro Aussie last week? It could have been the week before, right? It could have been the week before where we forecasted a bounce on Euro Aussie, right? So if you've taken that move and bounced all the way up to here, congratulations, you made a good amount of pips, making good money, right? So what I like is that our forecasts are usually right on the dot. We catch the reversals very nicely. Maybe I have to update my disclaimer that hit rate is more towards like 80% recently. A lot of good moves that we're seeing, right? But what do we expect on Euro Aussie now? Crap. I I never ever kind of like to look at Euro Aussie. Um, okay, NASDAQ chart again, just a quick thing, quick glance. Okay, take it all in. This is a key levels. Let me take a quick sip of water. Thank you for the reminder, Nick. Help me smash that like button if you found this video useful. It really helps the YouTube algorithms, right? So that this video gets served to more people, and hopefully you can build our community over time. I hope you found this video useful, right? So help me smash that like button if you can, guys. Thank you very much. Um, so yeah, Euro Aussie, man, good move we had. Price bouncing up all the way. What can we expect now? Oh man, the move is not that clear. Kinda. Now that this level is broken, I'll probably look for a reversal back down to here, right? So like a short-term pullback before price takes off, because you do need to take note that there's a nice bit of descending resistance that's pushing prices down, right? This will be my resistance dotted. So you might see a short-term reversal first on Euro Aussie, kind of pushing prices down before it takes off from there. Okay. In terms of second support level, very clear it'll be there here. This will be my second support, and this will be my second resistance. Okay, all the way nicely up to here. Okay. Sorry, got the um resist equals revisit. Did I type that somewhere? Sorry, I'm just reading through some of the messages now, right? A valley, that's a good point. That might happen for sure. Good that I look into harmonics too, right? We have a request for pound yen. Might be our last one that we're taking for the week. Um, Pound yen. Wow. Um, can I not analyze this? It's tough, man. How do you even analyze pound yen? Anyone with a little bit more trading history? Okay. Pound yen, I think this was our forecast last week, right? Nice little bit of ascending channel. Price, I kind of thought that price might reverse a bit. It's too strong. Price is kind of going up even more. Well, I mean, at least we are on the right side that was going up. But man, I have no idea, man. Uh, Probably continue to go up. Probably continue to go up, but what you probably want to look for is it's now a little bit too expensive, right? It's a little bit too expensive to play the move up to here, because it'll be hard for you to identify a stop loss level. You should be ideally looking for a reversal before a bounce up, right? So I'll be looking to buy on weakness for pound yen. If you want to position yourself in terms of trade management, right, look to buy on weakness, right? Ideally around the 174 level, which was the last key support level. There's no other key support levels in between, so even if you get into a position now, you might not be able to position your stop loss at a nice enough level. Unless it's down here, you get in here and then you play a move up. But it's hard to say too, right? Because price is there isn't a key resistance level over here. Looks like this, which might have served, has already been broken. So honestly, there isn't really a key resistance level, right, for pound yen. Okay. Um, oh, what was the result, right? So The result was, I think we had almost everyone voted to have everyone voted to have a little bit more um what's the word for it, the one more session, right? So if you haven't voted, copy address, right, copy link address, you can come down here. Sorry, just let me paste this thing here. Did I get it right? Right, this survey monkey. Yes, this link, right? If you want, you can vote over here, right? We like a midweek market review by Desmond, right? Yes or no? You can go check it out, right? And yes, once you vote, IC Markets will review it. We might be adding in another session on Wednesday, right? So depending on that, right? If you want, you can also send a message in this YouTube chat, right? Would you guys? Let me see if how do I send it here. All right. This is a quick. I'm not sure you can see the message that I sent you. If you can, just give me a simple indication whether yes or no. So it'll be easier, right? Instead of sending the Survey Monkey link each time, right? You can just respond there, right? Whether you guys want to meet with market review. So for those of you guys who weren't around last week, right? There was requests for us to kind of take a look at the market in the middle of the week, right? Because a lot of our calls, they work out, right? And once they're working out, and if we haven't we need to wait for one whole week before we look at the market again, right? So this is the part where, yeah, if you guys want, just let me know, right? Yeah, nice to see a lot of you guys want, right? Yeah, if you guys want, let me know. I will give the feedback over the IC markets to see whether I can come in on a Wednesday to cover a midweek market review with you guys to see where the markets are heading. All right. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Anyway, thanks for staying with me through today's webinar. Right. I hope you guys benefited from this session. Help me smash the like button if you have. Right. It really help us. Right. And yeah, hopefully we're on the right side of a lot of more calls this week, and we'll be bagging a lot more pips. All right, guys. Thank you for your votes over here. I really appreciate it. All right. I think in 24 hours, in 12 hours, it probably either be Kaiten or Peggy taking you through the live analysis session. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe, trade safe. Peace out. Right. Probably see you guys next week again. Right. Let's hope for another good week of reviewing good juicy setups that we got right. Okay. Peace out, guys. Thank you very much. Stay safe, trade safe. Daniel, sorry. Did I miss out Cat Frank request earlier? Yeah, probably it's a little bit too late already. It's okay. We can cover it next week, okay? Or maybe the midweek review. Ah, man. Okay. I will I will just quickly glance through it for you guys, okay? Uh, I'm I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Euro yen, Euro yen. It's a bonus section, I guess, for everyone. Big level has been broken. I'm just going to quickly glance through this. Big level has been broken, first support. So ideally, kind of look to buy on weakness. Buy on weakness, right? Same view on pound yen. Buy on weakness to kind of play the move up again. Right now, it's a little bit too expensive. Right, the next key resistance is too far away, so you need to buy on weakness. So any chance you get to buy on the 150.35 level, I would kind of say go for it because it's a very nice support level for you to load up more to play this big move that you're seeing on euro yen. Can't take it all the way up, right? Pound dollar might be my move of the week. Let me just see. Yeah, pound dollar probably my move of the week. That is right. Um, Last one, Cat Frank. I don't know if I have a view on Cat Frank. Um, well, interesting. Cat Frank might have a pretty good setup over here. might just take the CAD franc trade instead. All right, so we might be able to have potentially another call of the week on CAD franc. Nice amount of resistance there. You know, we could see a nice drop from CAD franc down to the first support over here. Down to the first support over here. And 23%, what is missing is there's not enough Fibonacci confluence there for me, but it's a 23% nice overlap. One area of concern I would have is that it's nice. Testing a nice little bit of descending resistance. We should be able to see hopefully a drop down to the 6497 level. All right, no worry, Path. Thank you very much. Thank you, Seb. Right, thank you everyone for staying through today's webinar. Right, stay safe, trade safe. Catch you guys next week. Right, I do like CAD franc. Do take a look. Do keep a lookout for this potential reversal. Right, I might just take the trade myself. All right, thank you very much, everyone. I'm gonna get some sleep now. All right, take care. Bye bye.